Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Mitchell FX here. Before we get to today's video, if you could hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, that'd be massively appreciated. I have something like 50% of viewers, or things more than that actually, that watch the videos that aren't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, it's free. Why not, end of the day? So these are all the pairs I am looking through, or will be looking through, for potential buy sell setups for this week. So let's have a little look as to where we are. So from this point here, we have a little bit of a neckline on this head, right shoulder we've now broke, retested that neckline. If it comes below maybe this sort of level here, I would be looking for a sell. It's tapped into there as well, so we've got loads of 1, 2, 3, 4 tap-ins. So those are my levels that I'll be looking at. Again, work down the time frame. Just because it enters doesn't mean you buy or sell. Look at the candles, go down the time frame, see what is happening in those zones. So I'm just going to be drawing some simple areas of interest for potential buys and sells. So let's have a look. So it's kind of moved sideways this week. I said break and retest, has broken, retested numerous times. I am still sell side as I was here. Break, retest, it did absolutely beautifully. I said break and retest, it retested just there. And it did go all the way down to this low here. Similar, you know, I think if it pushes back up, it might come down now and take out the liquidity at the bottom. So I'm still sell bias. Right, it's now pushed up. I said last week, obviously, break and retest on these high levels around here. As it was bouncing back and forth through here. It has come down, it hasn't quite tapped in. However, I do think there is potential for a buy around here, so I'm going to leave that as where that is. I'm now going to draw this high, however, and just potential now could have a similar setup right there. So that is my bias for AUDJPY. Again, look, I literally said break and retest the sell. It broke, retest so many times and come all the way back down to this level. Looks like we are heading up here now. So somewhere around this level, 1, 2, 3, 4 tap-ins, we could see a break and retest. So looks bullish. AUD, NZD, Australian dollar, New Zealand. The way I trade is very simple, just literally support, resistance, break and retests, breakouts. You know, we don't want to sit here all night now analyzing the markets and, you know, sitting here for hours and hours and hours, because let's be honest, nobody really knows where the market's going. There's a lot of people online that will be like, yeah, we know it's going up, we know it's going down. Nobody knows. You know, that's why I'm here, hoping just to try and spread a little bit of awareness, as I've been trading now for 2 years, something like that. No, I can tell you now, nobody knows where the market's going, no matter who you follow, no matter who tells you what, nobody knows. All it is just trying to, you know, a little bit of price action, see where the market you think is going to go. So draw your zones, load up like I've done here, load up, don't look at it too much. You know, we're at this top now, so let's just see if we break retest here. If not, I am not entering AUD New Zealand. Very simple. And it is like here, I said it would potentially tap into here, look for buyers. It has tapped in now 3 times, and I'm still sticking with that break and retest for the buy, back up to the liquidity, up to the top. So it's nice and simple. And again, look, moving on. All that'll happen now is I'll just keep an eye on this through the week and just monitor it, and then potentially hit those buys and sells. It's so simple. Bitcoin probably break and retest this trend line now. If you want to draw the same as me, that's what I've got. CAD CHF. Let's have a little look. So I said potentially break up, come down. do think we are going to still come up to, maybe not this level, but this could be an area of interest. If not, same bias, break and retest, or look for the buyers to come back up to here. Again, this is exactly how I will be trading this week. I will literally just monitor it throughout the day. Whenever I'm looking at it, I'm not going to sit here looking at the charts all day every day, because it just does not work like that. So now we are up back to this level. So again, I'll set my alerts when the video is done, and all I do is just, you know, set my alerts at these levels. When my alert goes off, look at the chart. If I'm thinking, you know, this could be a good potential buy, I will buy. If it looks like a good potential sell, I will sell. It's very, very simple. I'm not going to sit here, like I say, for hours and hours, because it just does not work like that. So again, these are my levels. In fact, there's probably a level there. It's tapped in now. So you can see we've got a tapped in the high 3 times, broke, retest. So again, similar to that look. That is what I'm looking for. So if it comes down to any of these levels, I mean, probably not this one now, it's a bit out of it, but if it comes down somewhere here and my alert goes off, happy days. I'll have a look and then get into a potential entry setup, whatever you want to call it. So again, we're now tapped into my zone. Let's come back up to my zone. All this liquidity right here, it's calling out for a break and retest. So all this resistance now becomes support. So buy so far. Again, if you want to copy these levels, by all means carry on. These are just areas that I think has potential. It's like here, for example. If I drag that there, straight away you can see that there's resistance, broke through, it's now support. It's come back into the support. So potential areas of setups. You know, not going to stress about it. I know I've been very repetitive saying that, but there's just no point sitting for hours and hours and hours trying to guess which way it's going to go. Pick a level, right? So we've got multiple tap-ins here, and move on. What is the point in sitting here going, yeah, it needs to come up here, it needs to get... Nobody knows where the market's going. We have so now, you know, a couple of touches, 1, 2, 3, move on. So if it starts to break this area, stop loss just above, TP at the bottom, happy days. That's a 4 to 1. If it hits, beautiful. If it doesn't, move on for the next setup. So I called it again, tapped in beautifully, it's pushed up. I've got a fair value gap. I am going to draw the top of that. Can I move it down a little bit? This is what I'm saying when I'm saying move it down. So start on the higher time frames, draw the wicks. So obviously this is the highest point. Move it down. Can I condense it? Yes, I can. Straight away, condense it down. Can I condense it again? No, I can't. So now I don't like to go any lower than the 1 hour. So like I say, the 4 hour, it was there. I'll try and zoom in a little bit so you can see. Show you top of the wick, bottom of the wick, drag it across a little bit. Now this is a huge area. Can I condense it down? Yes, I can. Can I condense it down again? No, I can't. Okay, so it will stay at that level. And now got a lot smaller zone and a lot more targeted zone than something that was like, say, that wide. Well, for example, you'll see if it would literally be down here. So we're saving a potential of 8 pips. So it's a little bit more accurate. It might not work, could end up losing, but it's a little bit more accurate. So again, I would be looking for something like that, but on this level potential. Or if it comes back down here, look for a buy down here, which would absolutely be huge entry up to the top, which would be like basically a 10 to 1. EURGBP. So we've had that break. Ooh, what's going on? I'm gonna keep that as it is. I still think there's potential for it to come back down, tap into all these highs here. It hasn't tapped down, come down yet, so it needs to come down, tap in a potential buy. Euro New Zealand, I don't really mess around, do I? As you can tell, I like to just get it done, have a quick look, boom, done, in and out. You get me? Let's have a look. So we've got a couple of tappings there, maybe. So it could come back down, comes down to this level, fat buy, back up to the top. Again, called it here, came back down into my zone, beautiful. These are just areas of interest for potential buy, sell setups this week. Hasn't quite come down, then again it did, I said, yes, it has come down. And then it was just that potential, is it going to go back up? So it did come into my zone. Again, all these highs, it's just repetitive. So easy to do. Okay. So I would be looking now for a sell in there. Now we're in that zone. Potential sell again, work down the time frame, see what's happened. So we've got a huge bearish candle, a bearish engulfing candle in fact, because this candle is bigger than the previous two. So if I go from the top to the bottom of that candle and then just drag it over two, it completely is bigger than the last two candles, as you can see. They both fit in the side of that. So for me, that is a strong indicator for a sell. Right. We're in this support, break, retest area. There's a fair value gap right here, which we're in. There's an engulfing, so sell side, sell side, sell side, sell side. Let's have a little look. I'm probably going to leave that right now because there is a huge, we've retapped in our trend line, broke down, and now we've just consolidated. So I'm going to leave that a little bit until there's a few more higher highs, higher lows. Didn't tap in this week. I said potential come back up, tap into all these lows. Didn't come back in. However, I can see that right there. Can I condense that down? Can I condense it down? Maybe not quite. So I'm gonna just leave that where it is on that 2 hour time frame. That's a little bit more accurate. And again, would you sell there? There's a good possibility. Let's have a look. Good possibility still, in my opinion, for a sell on GBPCHF. GJ. Just wait for it to get in. So it's tapped in. Possible sell side now. Come back down, take out this liquidity even to this low here. Seems to be tapping into my zones beautifully this week, if I'm honest. Again, so it's tapped in. We're just waiting for that push up. Again, if anybody wants to copy these levels, feel free. Carry on. Not like these people trying to sell courses and that. At the end of the day, trading is free. So, you know, it's all there. The way I trade is so simple. I mean, look, we've got support, break, retest, support, resistance. We had a little bit of a fake out, come back down, retest. So potential, in my opinion, now is a sell side. Oh, what did I click? I don't know what I clicked. I think I clicked paste. Again, we don't want to stay here analyzing the markets for too long. We'll be here all day, and we just don't want that. We just want to quickly have a look, potential, and then see where we're going. So there's a lot going on right now. It's kind of consolidating sideways. So I will just wait for it to break across all these highs. While it's going up and down here, I will not be trading that. I will be waiting for it to break, retest, to make a beautiful high and low. New Zealand JPY, so we're tapped in now to there. Literally did exactly what I called on this trend here. A little bit of a break, retest, and pump up, and it did. So again, I will be saying break and retest some of this level back to the top. Again, I will go back after this video and just put in all my alerts at these levels, and then anything that comes up this week, as it alerts me, I'll have a look, and if I'm happy, I'll enter. If I'm not, I will not. It's very, very simple. So we've got bottom, a lot of tap-ins. I am going to draw on here, in fact. Quite interested in there. USDCHF, tapped into that level. I'm going to draw the bottom because this is the lowest point of this move. So we could get a break, a retest back down this week. Looks like we're in the middle of this as well with all these tap-ins. So we'll see if it's either going to push up from this level or down. USDJPY, let's have a little look. Kind of in no man's land, didn't quite come back up to there. Looks like we're tapping into this level here right now. Potential to a sell side. XAUUSD. For me, it looks quite bullish to push up out of here now. We're in this fair value gap. And it looks like it started to push up. So we will see when the markets reopen. But that is a quick little rundown, nothing too fancy, of just some areas of support and resistance for this week, for some potential setups. Last week we did quite well. I think out of all these, I think there was probably like 5 or 6 that didn't work out the right way, but everything else literally worked out the right way. Simplicity is key, so that will be me done now. So what, like 20 minutes of just quickly looking at the charts, drawing the highs, the lows. Again, it's like this. Let's say gold now pushes up, I will be entering if it retests right in this zone as a possibility. I'm not going to say I'm going to enter just because it comes in, but let's say it comes in aggressively and then slows down, starts to see a bit like this. So it comes down, but then it's slows down. So it's like this. It's come down with a huge candle, then it's got smaller, and now it's started to push up. So that for me would be my setup. And again, that's a 2.2 to 1, or a 2.3 rather, 2.29, 2.3 to 1. Nice and simple. So again, I'll be doing the same. Stop loss just below it. And then let's say your target is there. So straight away, that's a 2.26 to 1. Nice and simple. I do not want to be making trading difficult. I'm sat stressing for numerous amount of time. That is it, nice and simple. Again, if you made it, then hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. That would be massively appreciated. Peace out, good luck trading this week, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.